So, dear Dhamma practitioners, this is our ongoing meditation session. So, be comfortable yourself. And once we get connected with the other network, we're ready to start the session for today. Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. Also, while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind and relax your breathing with your thoughts. Do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, as usual, we'll take few minutes to understand ourselves, how this meditation can help for us to develop our inner clarity. So when it comes to our human life, your human life depends on the power of your mind. When it comes to the mind sometimes depends on thoughts, and also mind can develop to the recognition. So rather than recognizing, if you depend on thoughts and you're going to go towards a very totally different way of experience. But when it comes to the recognition, it is different. So our purpose is, rather than go with the thoughts, we develop the awareness to recognize. So what we recognize? We recognize our own experience, our own sensation. So when it comes to sensation, there are two ways. So the one is when it comes to the very recognition of sensation or any perception, right away it can interfere with the emotions and you can have some kind of feelings. But you may see it as a feeling, but you don't see the seeker, the experiencer already overtook by the emotions. So then you can't get into the real exact sensation. So how it happens, because when you go with the thoughts, that's how it happens. When the experience happens, if you are going to interfere with that experience with the thoughts, you're always going to go with the emotions. And once you interfere with the emotions, you disconnect from the very reality of the truth. But if you want to go into the truth, you have to get out of the emotions or the thoughts, and then you have to get into very clear observation. So that is where you go to the truth. And it's a kind of like you develop a very logical way of understanding. And it's kind of like it's kind of like developing a mindset, become a kind of like a person not to look for the victory, because our very nature, we always look into satisfaction, means that inner deeper desires we into victory. But the truth is totally different. So that's why the lawyers, they doesn't care the truth. The lawyers keep chasing, go behind the victory. But when you come to the victory, you may disconnect from the truth. So that is a very conventional way of life. But here, we don't look for victory. We look for the truth. And for that, you can develop a very, very good technique in day-to-day life. So as example, when it comes to our ordinary life, we always look for happiness and satisfaction. When you become happy, nothing wrong with that. So remember this, so when you become happy, when you reach to something, when you gain it, right away, once you have it, just see the very condition of life. After you get into happiness, what is next? If you look into that, you will see something. So it is up to you to do. It's like a homework. So try. You have a desire, you sacrifice that everything you reach to. Once you reach, look into your own mind and see what it is. What is the condition of the mind? And then you can find some gap still, even though before we reach to something, we have desires to find the victory, the satisfaction, but still, once we get into that whatever the feeling that we had regarding the happiness or the satisfaction or the victory, you can't find. So then again, you go with the thoughts, mesmerizing with the imagination or the thoughts, and then it's that is where the creation comes to you. But the meditation is allow you to settle down itself. So that is a kind of like the power. Because once you're capable to settle down, you go into very different way of understanding the mind. So, but we lose that ability of our mind because of our day-to-day life behavior. I'll give a very simple example that you all have cell phones. So before you had the cell phones, you remembered a lot of telephone numbers. Even you didn't have a telephone. You go to a phone booth, coin works or somewhere, then you make a phone call. But you remembered a lot of numbers. But now you have the phone, but you don't remember the numbers. The ability of your mind, that doesn't mean your mind should use to remember phone numbers. No, the behavior. See what happened. Now that everything, that the numbers, you depend from the phone, and your mind anymore not capable to keep it. So like that in day-to-day life, before you had these things, you were capable to do a lot of things by mind, using the mind. But knowingly or unknowingly today, what happened to us, we already lose that ability. So that ability mostly when it comes to our inner recognition. So you had then some kind of awareness to see yourself and recognize within your own inner feelings, the sensation, the thoughts, the minds. But now we more disconnect from that deeper truth. And then what happened? We more depending from outside things. And we go with that, and that is where we more bound to stories. If you look very careful, that whatever the things that you know more, it's more kind of like a stories. That's where we bound to the theories, patterns, the methods, valid social validations, social appreciations for the social opinions. So for the conventional life, nothing wrong with that, but there's no truth. It's conventionally, of course, there is something that there is some meaning with that, but deeper, it cannot nourish your deeper contentment. So then you have to slowly come back and gain that your power, inner power that you lose. So through the meditation, that is what we gain. There are different avenues that we talk about, but remember, this is what in the beginning we does. So when it comes to that, we come to observe our inhalation, exhalation. So when you keep observe the inhalation, exhalation in a certain level, that inhalation, exhalation doesn't mean your mental opinion about it. It is the sensation. So when you observe the inhalation, exhalation, you don't try to make anything happens. You allow it to happen. And when it happens, through the sensation, you recognize this is inhalation, this is exhalation. So while you keep observing what happened, now you more capable to tune to the sensation in that very point that you focus, not other places sometimes. So that way your awareness become more sharp and clear. So now you have the collective awareness to focus to one thing, and as a result of that, the clarity become more sharp, more higher, vivid. So by the time when you are capable to be with it, little by little, slowly you start to drop the sensation, the inhalation, exhalation. So once you drop it, you start to see the mind, thoughts, how the thoughts behave. So that our purpose is that your inhalation, exhalation, or the primary mental object is kind of like a ladder. We take it. We take the help out of it to go into the mind. So now you are capable to see how the thought arises and disappearing. And then deeper, when you keep observing, that you see that the behind that thoughts, what are the roots, mental formations, and it arising and disappearing, and it come without any invitation, it go without any request. So then you become just the watcher and without interfering to it, and you see the very behavior, the very nature of the thoughts. And once you are capable to see that you know that your awareness is more higher than the thoughts. That is where you start to divorce the thoughts, because we deeper have a very deep relationship to the mind, thoughts. While you have that marriage to your own inner thoughts, it doesn't matter whatever that you go and with the emotions, that whatever you want, it always take your side. It never going to go against you. It always say, you are right. It is good for you. It never say, no, don't do this. So whatever, when it come with the deeper, with the emotions, it always come to your side. So that friendship is the reason that we keep going this way. And then you have to look into that all this suffering come to us, this pain come to us, because that our mind in a certain level, our thoughts in a certain level was with us and told us, this is good, go for it. So what is the suffering means? Misunderstanding. When we misunderstand, when we don't have the ability to see the truth or the right things as it is, what happens, we create certain problems out of it, and then as a result of that, we get into troubles. Not only us, when we misbehave or misunderstand, and other people also get into trouble. So other people also get into suffering. So just as example, just imagine as a partner, or as a husband, wife, or as a parents, as a children, brothers, sisters, just according to your place or the position. If you misunderstand, if you don't see the truth as truth, then what will happen as a result of that? You into trouble. You're not going to just alone yourself going to walk into that trouble. If it is so, the world is so different. But look, when we go into trouble that way, it's a kind of like a invitation for others to go towards that. So that's why it is your responsibility when it comes to your perception or the mental formations or the point of view, that how you know that what you see or what you go for something is good, or is it right? It brings you the comfort. If you analyze it through the thoughts or by your own previous emotions, then you have to be more careful. So that's why we need something in the middle. That middle tool is awareness. So once you have the awareness regarding your own thoughts, so it is a challenge. Why? Because we depend on thoughts. We became, because of thoughts. We live with the thoughts. Now you challenge for the thoughts. Now you challenge for that friendship. Now you challenge for that marriage. And your awareness come, and when your thoughts come and tell, oh, go for it, do it. Now your awareness come and say, hey, wait. Let's see what this. Let's analyze thoroughly deeply. Let's go into the maybe surface level, you feel some, but let's go into deeper, deeper, deeper. Like how when you go to the dentist, you know, if they, before they feel it, you know, they go to the bottom of it and clean it. Otherwise, what will happen? If any, some little bit something is, you know, there, then you are in a big trouble. So like that, if you are capable to go into the depth of your own thoughts and see that when there's something, when you decide. So for that, you have to have a ability to disconnect from the self-centered mind and observe, is this truth? So that is a profitable skill. If you don't have that, you destroy anything. It doesn't matter who you are. That's why the power of mind is very important, awareness. That's why in the ancient time to today, the most of time, this is spiritual life bring the highest ability to maintain the conventional life and at the same time your eternal life. So then focus to that and develop it yourself. Because once you come to that truth and once you fulfill that in a certain level, that anymore that your emotions or your thoughts, your previous patterns, habitual patterns, not going to interfere. It has a huge current. And maybe unknowingly, it come through us. Maybe we became like this. Even in our blood, our blueprint, our DNA, we have some kind of previous memories. And if you're not focused to clear yourself, and maybe you go with it. And the most of time, while you're sleeping sometimes, that your deeper samsaric memory can wake up, behave. Maybe just as example, some people, when they are in a deep sleep, they behave like animals. From where it comes? You know, because it has a deeper history. So like in day-to-day life, sometimes people, when people eat, that person become totally different. But don't judge, but observe. When you observe, you recognize that. You don't need to judge on the surface level, other people's characters or the behavior. For what? But you have to understand, just yourself observe when you do anything. So whatever the physical actions you do, look into yourself, and sometimes unconsciously there are things that happen to you. From where it comes? You keep doing it. From where that current comes? So that's why purification of mind is very profitable for you, because this is the best place. This is the heaven. With the human life, you are capable to understand what is right and what is wrong, what you need, what is profitable and what is unprofitable. That is more good way to explain it. So try yourself to get out of this all the unnecessary unprofitable things out of you and bring that all the maximize your profitable things with you. And when the fulfilling that all the profitable things make you more success for today as a human being, and then maybe in the future, wherever we go, it doesn't matter. You no need to worry about it. So the meditation brings that ability. And other thing is, when you fulfill and purify your mind, there is something happen. So what is that? When you reach to the happiness, you are capable to recognize it and be with the happiness. And at the same time, there is another magic start to happen in you when your mind start to purify. This is the magic. Remember that and try to understand. And even by practicing yourself little by little, you will fulfill certain kind of satisfaction, comfort, that which facilitate the wisdom. So that is this. When you are reached to comfort, the very conventional mind has a deeper desire to hold it to comfort or the victory or the satisfaction. But when you are reached to the comfort, in the wisdom path, what happened? You sacrifice your comfort. You sacrifice that whatever you reach for other people. So that is where your transformation completely happened. Then anymore, then you not hold it to that whatever. That doesn't mean you don't reach. No, you reach, but still once you reach to that level, you sacrifice that to make other people feel comfortable. But in the very conventional life, when we reach to highest, we try to gain more and more and more, go with the collective nature. So that is a kind of like a one different skill that you can develop once you reach to something. Maybe just imagine that you work so hard. You work so hard, and in end of the the day, maybe you get your paycheck. So that you're reaching to the level. And when you have that paycheck with you, it's nothing wrong. Of course, you have to count on you and start to see what you need to do with that. And maybe you have to eat properly and you have to buy certain things for yourself. But at the same time, if you start to see what you can buy for your parents, is there any way that you can share it with your husband or the wife or the children? It is not as a duty. That is totally different way of understanding. So it should come with the deeper connection and the compassion and to share. For the duty, you can do anything. People do so hard work. People do even, that very difficult things because of the duties. And maybe they are so mad inside, very sad inside, angry, but still they do it. So that's why that the doing part is you can't count as good. Of course, in a very conventional life that we go with that, but you have to go more deeper and see from where it comes. What is the intention? So when the intention becomes the sharing, even the little action becomes so powerful. But when the intention becomes the anger, hatred, or the resistance, maybe you do very big actions, but still it's not going to become facilitate towards the wisdom. So understanding this inner behavior, transform that your inner turbulence to comfort, is a science. So that's why you're observing mind and recognizing and seeing the nature and analyzing it. We develop that skill little by little, little by little, little by little. So then remember, in day-to-day life, when you feel good, can you sacrifice that, the good that you feel, for the others? Someone. And that in that very moment, you get out of the self-centered mind. And not only that, you get out of the self-centered desire. And that is where that you slowly balance the wisdom and compassion both. And once you have that balance, the higher you go, you become more solid You become more comfortable. You develop more clarity. And in that clarity, that whatever the perception comes to you, it's just not going to become a perception, or it's not going to become just information. It become the deeper recognition, completion. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left hand, neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. So bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say Sopatveva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me, may all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. And when it happens, through the sensation, recognize it, do nothing extra. Bring attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away. Already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart forward to your backside, to your left side, into your right side, downward, and upward. To all 6 directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Imaya Dhamma Nudhamma Patipattiya Buddhang Pujemi Dhammang Pujemi Sanghang Pujemi Attaya Imaya Patipattiya Jati Jara Vyadi Maranam Ha Paribungisami Idamme Punya Kammang Asavakkaya Vahang Hotu Sabba Dukkha Paunchatu. Bless you.